This is the sequel to the pyramid box for St. Patty's Day.
Hello,
Check it out.
Renee Ewart here again, and with Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator. In my video today, this would be my second of the day, I showed you how to make a pyramid St. Patrick's Day box, and I talked about this card in the intro, and so I want to go ahead and show you how to make this card. All right, so if you haven't seen this video on the pyramid box, check it out, and it'll talk about some of the materials used, and then here we go with the card that I mentioned in that video. All right, so this is fairly simple. What you need for this card is a simple sheet of paper that is going to be exactly 5.5 by 4.25. Yes? And then you're going to go ahead and cut the new floral DSP that came in the second edition of the SaleAbration catalog that you get for free if you spend $50. And you're going to cut this piece basically 4 by 5.25. And so I'm going to go ahead and I use the same technique that I used on the pyramid box in terms of how I'm going to color this paper. It is standard white and copper. And then I'm going to go ahead and, as I said in the last video, I took a sponge that I wetted down and squeezed out. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my garden green is what I am using for this. I hope I don't want to get out of the frame. I'm working on this. The garden green. And what I'm going to do is I tap it, and then I found out that if I can tap it and then swipe it off first to go ahead and get a less intense spread of this ink onto my DSP. That's all I've got to do, and that's what I did with this piece, exactly the same thing. So that's done. So that'll take a while to dry. That's why I did this larger piece beforehand. So these are the two sheets of paper that we're going to work with first to make that card. I can go ahead and close this off. And I'm going to glue this down. Go ahead and use my glue right here. It is a Tombow glue. It's just the liquid glue versus the white one. I call it the sister glue. I'm going to use it because it slides a little bit, and so if I put it on, I have a little bit of leeway. Again, this card is just one sheet of cardstock. Actually, I'm sorry, I cut this exactly to size. I did cut this one exact. So this sheet that I put on top was 5.5 by 4.25. Excuse me. This one I did not do that. I did leave a border. I just didn't do it on that one. That's fine. All right. So this piece is going to be this piece right here is going to be 3.75 by 8 inches. Okay, that's what I did. 3.75 by 8 inches. So what I'm going to do there is this. Let's hope I cut this one to what I wanted. Let's see. So this is going to be 3.75 to this is 3.75 to 2.5. So that will work out fine. This is a little bit shorter. Let me see. So that half is, let me see what that half is for you. That's exactly 4, and this is 3.75. Okay, that makes sense. So this is 4, since this is 8, half of it is 4, and this is 3.75, and then this other edge is going to be, again, sorry, is going to be 2.5, which makes sense. 2.5, yes. Okay, because this is 2 3/4. All right, so anyway, so we're gonna glue that on also. We can do that. Get some of those dimensions correctly. Again, when I do pieces like these, I use the blue glue because it's a little more forgiving and I can center it better and I have a few seconds. All right. When I'm not so worried about it, I go ahead and just glue with the white glue since I like it just as much. The green, actually I should say green, it's white. This is clear. That's why I call them that way. All right. And so basically now what I am going to do is I used the white stamp pad to go ahead and make my, as you saw in my other video, I talked about the white stamp pad where you get the pad and then you get the ink and you have to ink it. And then I went ahead and took that and stamped these and then let it dry because it is pretty sticky. And again, I went into the ink pad and stamped off twice. All right, so I definitely stamped off twice. So that is important to get not too much of it to be too globby because it gets kind of globby. I don't know that any of these are too globby. No, these look all right also. But anyway, so what I'm going to do with these is I am going to put them in here on this card. I went ahead and put it in the white with the and green, but this time I'm going to use my green paper, which is my I think it's spruce is what I said it was. But oh, I was going to glue it. I don't want to glue it. I want to go ahead and put my dimensionals on here. Now in the intro to the pyramid box, I give you all the colors of everything, the garden green and this is the spruce. Now I can't remember the proper name, but anyway, those two do go together. Those two colors do go together. So I'm going to take that, and this says, this is go double for you. Let's see what this one says. May the luck. And that's the first one. May the luck of the Irish. All right, may the luck of the Irish. May the luck, and again, I didn't want to put it straight in. I wanted to have fun with it. So, may the luck, and here this one is of the Irish. Of the Irish. Go double for you. Not quite centered. I'm going to put that there. Good. Good. May the luck of the Irish go double for you. And then what I decided to do is make a little pot of gold here. We could put it right here, our little pot of gold, or we could put it right here. It might be better right here, our little pot of gold that I was going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I think that will work. I think I didn't place this as well as I would have liked, but that will still work. All right, and I can put these on dimensionals as well. I'll put this on dimensionals, that on dimensionals, and then I will glue this on after I go ahead and stamp this. Now this is Beautiful Bouquet. This is one of the stamps in the Beautiful Bouquet. It's the smaller one. And then what I do is I just go ahead and stamp this off nicely. And I make sure that I get it all over. I really don't want much white showing at all on that. There you go. I'm going to wipe that clean with my cloth. I'll close that. And I'm going to go ahead then and glue this on. And I'm going to glue this on here, like that. There you go, there's my little pot of gold. It's my pot of gold. I'm just going to glue that on. Then I'm going to take these off, the dimensionals. Whoops. Maybe I should do the dimensional with this as well. But I think I could glue it. Oh, let's get that on there. And go as far down as I can with that pot of gold. And then I'm just going to stick that on here, just like that, my little pot of gold. Just like that. And I might move this if I can. Now, one of the things I learned that can work if I'm having some difficulty, which I am, I can use this tool to move that. And it does a great job. Made a mistake there, so what I'm going to try and do is get that there. I'm going to use new ones. I still can hide that, but at least I can put it a little bit further away, which is what I want to do. Okay? So I will be able to hide that. As we know, our mistakes do happen, and we can fix them. Trying to hurry through this video, but I shouldn't do that because I'm not as good yet. I can put that a little lower and still hide that, and there you go. There you go. That's great. So that worked out just fine. So that's the inside of your card. So that's real cute. All right. So the outside of the card goes on here as well. And so again, from the last video that you saw, I shaded spruce. That's what this is called, shaded spruce. I went ahead and stamped using the heartfelt stamp. I stamped this one onto the shaded spruce paper, and then I used the heartfelt punch to punch these out as I showed you in the previous video on the pyramid box. And again, the way I'm going to do this is fairly simple. I'm going to determine which one I want out, which is my best top one. That's my top one that I like the best. I'm going to move this out of the way. So that's my top one. I'm going to simply go like that. All right, and then see if I like that. I do. You don't want to overlap too much. I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. Last time I put it on the heart that I was laying on top, but it doesn't really matter. Line it up nicely. And then line it up nicely. There it is. yes, this glue, of course, takes a little bit longer to set. So now I would use, for example, the green one or white Tombow. So I think that's better. And so here we're going to have this. Now we can put this on dimensionals. This one I will. I'll go ahead and put this on dimensionals because that'll be fun. And I'll make sure that it kind of sticks. So I'm going to put that right there, as you can see, and right there, and right here. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to take those off, and then this is my top, and I'm going to go ahead and put that right in there. There you go. There's that. Just like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my leaf punch as I showed you before in the previous video. I use that punch for that shaded spruce, and I am going to do like I did last time, put it right under. But now this time, as we can see, I'm going to go ahead and glue it in there because this time it's on, it is on the dimensionals. So I'm going to just hold that right there, get that down. Again, the nice thing about this one is you can still move it around. There it is, like that. Then what I decided is I was going to put, this time, a little bow in the center. So I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and use a glue dot to put the bow in the center. So I did buy the mini glue dots from Stampin' Up. I found them to be marvelous, to say the least. On the string, I'm going to go ahead and put that glue dot on the string itself. All right, do that. See that I got that? Did I get that? I don't think I got that. Nope. Do that again. Usually we put it on the paper first, which does make sense, but I'm going to put it there. That'll work, I think. I think it'll work. Yep, there it is. Take that glue dot and put that down right there with that. And there's my little bow. There's my little bow with my little glue dot. And there you go. That's all there is to this little card. It's that easy. And now, what we're going to finally do is just go ahead and place this on the card wherever you like. All right? And it doesn't have to be on the center. It's a little bit off, and that's fine. Or it can be in the center, whatever you prefer. Mine was a little bit off center and about right there. And give it a little equidistant from the top and bottom. Center and hold. And this card is just so easy. There it is. And again, this card stands. So I don't know if you can see that, but it does stand. And it's great because it does stand. A lot of these cards that you have the add-on in front, they're too heavy, they don't stand well, that kind of a thing. And this one really does. This one really stands well. I've been really pleased with it. You can now sign your name. You can also write your message on the back of the card, obviously, and you are all set to go. Cutest punch. cute as anything. Again, so if you like this idea, please go ahead and like and subscribe if you so desire, and make sure also that if you do make an order because of this video, please go ahead and use me as your demonstrator. I'll give you the link so that you can link up directly to me to make a purchase. And here are these great 2 cards.